Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I have some plant chores, and usually I'm not one to like put off things. I usually just am right on top of everything I need, but it's been busy. Okay, it's the holiday season and I got other stuff to take care of, so my plants have kind of fallen behind a little bit. It's not anything major, like critical, just things that I have been sort of piling up as time went on, but I don't think we're gonna get to everything today. I do still have some editing and stuff to do, and watering, of course, which I'm gonna do off camera just because I don't want this video to be too long. I do have some plants that I do want to propagate, or what? I have some plants that I want to repot, and the first one I think we're gonna do is my micans, which this plant has surprisingly, it has really surprised me in the fact that it's actually not doing too bad. At first, oh god, at first, I had my assumptions. I thought it wasn't gonna bounce back. I was like, okay, this thing is gonna be in and out of propagation throughout the winter, but that's actually not true. It's actually been doing pretty great. There's some roots even coming out the bottom, which doesn't mean I need to repot it, and that's not why I am choosing to repot this today. I actually wanted to repot that because I have more cuttings to add in, and I think we might even go into no drainage. But I have only done no drainage with my micans once, and it was a really chunky mix. And so maybe I'll even bring over some of my perlite to kind of amend it a little bit. And these are also water propagations. It's not completely dry, but it's also not moist. No, it is pretty moist actually. That's the only thing I'm really worried about because these are water propagations, so transferring it into something that's not exactly wet, I don't know how that'll be. I think maybe what might happen is I'm gonna have to water this by tomorrow maybe. It's kind of what caused this to go into where it is right now. Honestly, I don't even know what the next steps are, because I was thinking that we could put it in this vessel right here, and this already fits, this fits literally this current micans, and so I don't know how it's gonna be with all of these micans inside of here as well. I'm not gonna lie, I'm real scared because of the last time that I repotted my micans, but you know what, we have experience behind our belt now. We're a little bit more skilled, maybe. I don't know. I mean, this plant seems to be doing really well. It has a lot of new roots, especially at the bottom. I'm hoping that you guys can see that. Some of these are rotted, but then others are not doing too bad. So I'm just gonna go through really quickly. I mean, this one has some rotted roots, but then it also has, you know what? I think I'm gonna chop some of these too. Where did I leave? I actually have pruners today, so for this exact reason I'm just gonna chop whatever excess stem I don't need on there, and then we're just gonna go from there. Yeah, I wrote down some things I wanted to talk about, one being plant design. I have been thinking about this for the last couple of weeks. I feel like I don't really mention that anymore, and I kind of don't like it. I don't like that I don't mention it, because I feel like it's one major portion of what makes me enjoy this hobby. But honestly, that type of content I've noticed just doesn't really generally do too well on YouTube, so I just kind of stopped trying with that. Let me know if you guys would want to see more things like that. And what I mean by plant design is literally just like a kokedama would be an example for me of plant design, or even my solanum with my vanda basket. That is sort of plant design. It's in what is the word I'm looking for? It's in, oh, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's on the tip of my wait, was it rotted or did it just break that? Oh no, I think it was rotted. Okay, now we can cut this off. This was connected, and I always hated it because I had to keep these two together, but it literally just broke. So I'm gonna chop off this. Like I said, plant design is still a big thing to me, and honestly, plant design doesn't have to be a tamandama or a kokedama or bonsai or something like that, It can really just be putting your putting like creativity into your plant displays. And that's really what I mean when I say plant design. I don't, oh my god, why do I keep putting the lid on this? I don't mean like literally like going like almost like a terrarium or something like that, which terrariums are a part of plant design, which I've actually been wanting to get into those as well. But like, it's not, it's as serious as you want it to be. If you are cool with putting your plant in a really cute pot, that is plant design for you. And plant design to me can be that. Like, a lot of my plants right now are that to me. Like, they aren't really, it's not like intricate plant design. It doesn't need like planning or anything. Oh god, there's a lot of rotted roots here. It's so weird because there's like rotted roots, but then there's also just like roots that are just like happy and dandy and don't need anything else. Because I feel like for me, plant design is just kind of like, before it was like a big thing for me, like, oh my god, like this is, you know, this is how I designed this and this is how I designed this. But like now it's kind of just like always in the background of my head, I guess. No, I broke the root that was going through the bottom. That's so sad. It's kind of just like a habit now. Like, it's not really like something that I cognitively am like thinking about and pursuing. It's just kind of there, and it just kind of, you know, is always on my mind. And it's just something that I always just look at plants with that certain perspective of like designing with them and not just like owning them and like having them in my space. Like, I guess I just really try to think about it more intentionally rather than just like, I'm getting a plant and it's going in my house. That's another thing I wanted to mention. I feel like there's two kinds of people within this hobby. There's like people who just collect and collect and collect and get any plant that, you know, is hype or just like any plant that they see. And then I feel like there's people that like do it because they enjoy it and because, you know, they are really specific about what they bring into their collection. And I feel like for me it's kind of weird to see like the latter. Like, I feel like I'm definitely one of those people that really tries to curate my collection around me and like what I'm enjoying and what I think looks cool and, you know, things that I would appreciate, rather than like, oh, I see a pothos, I'm gonna take it and keep it in my house forever even if I don't really like it. And that's like not, I'm not trying to like throw shade or anything like that. It's not anything negative. It's just different perspectives of the hobby. Where was I going with this? Oh, right. I feel like for me, seeing someone who just continuously collects and collects, and like there was someone that I was watching on YouTube. I'm not even gonna say their names. I don't even remember their names. And they were like talking about like their least favorite plants, and I'm just like, I do have, like, I don't think I have plants that I like do not like in my collection, and the ones that I do not like I don't even consider in my collection. Like, I have my splashed Gordon, which I've been trying to get rid of, and I say trying very, very lightly. Come here, come here. I say trying very, very loosely because I'm not actively like chatting to people about trying to get rid of it. I literally just have it set aside, and, you know, whenever the time comes, it'll leave my collection. But oh my god, I keep forgetting where I'm going with these freaking conversations, you guys. Oh, okay, I was about to say that is a really long vine. I'm not trying to like take everything that's rotting off, because I feel like although these are rotting, the leaves aren't really showing it. Like, they're not warped or what is the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but I'll probably, you know what I mean. Like, they're not dehydrated or what is the word that I'm looking for? Droopy? Anyways, you get what I'm saying. So anything that's rotting, I am like trying not to really pull off, unless it's like black, then I will pluck it off. But other than that, I'm leaving these to be. This is the biggest vessel I have, which I do not want this. This is hefty and big. I have nowhere to put this. And then I have this, which is smaller than what I'm putting it in right now. Actually, it's about the same size, but I think this one's just a little tiny smidge bigger. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, when I hear people talk about their plants in that sort of sense, like in oh my god, I'm sorry you guys, I'm so out of frame. It kind of just like, I don't know, it's weird for me to like hear that side of like collecting, just because I don't think that I've ever really collected that way. Like, it's always been driven by like what I really love. And sure, there's some plants that I'll like bring into my collection, but I have to, you know, like there has to be something there for me to even think about bringing it into my collection. Like, I have to really, like, there has to be something there for me to even want to bring it into my collection. And you know, sometimes it's not that I'm gonna like say no to a plant if I don't like how it looks. There has to be like an interest in that plant. I'm not right now, pothos are not really my thing. I know some people like love the global green, the pearls and jade, even the mandula. The mandula is kind of on the side of like where I might start enjoying it, but it's still like kind of on that fence, and that's why I don't really have any epipremnum in my collection. I actually got rid of the last of it like a couple months ago because that thing was not doing well, and it just wasn't a plant that I enjoyed anymore. Like, I truly did not enjoy it. And I think that that also sort of ties into why people tend to feel really negative about their collections. And I feel like there's a connection between that. Like, if you collect and have like 200 plants, obviously there's going to be some, you know, negative aspect to your collecting, to like your collection, because you're not collecting in a sustainable way, I guess. And not sustainable in the sense of like good for the earth, I mean good for you and your mental health. Because if I'm just like, if I were to go to a plant store right now and I just brought home a succulent, I feel like a succulent's not a really good example actually. If I were to bring home like a palm and you know, a silver ficus and an aglonema and a dracaena, or I feel like that's not really a good example, or like a fern, or, you know, just a whole bunch of these plants. Obviously it's not going to be the same because those people are going to be collecting over time. Okay, I need to get a move on. But if I were to bring home all those plants and I'm just grabbing them because sure, they look cool, I don't really, you know, I'm not really a big fan, but they look cool and other people like them, so I'm gonna take them home, I cannot tell you how fast I would be overwhelmed. Like, I would be so done with my collection, like especially with space. Like, I just, obviously if you're collecting them over time, like you're gonna figure all that out over time. So it's not really a great example, but I guess it's the closest thing that I could really come to show sort of what I'm talking about, I guess. Yeah, and so I feel like just, it's like, I just can't imagine, not trying to say that I'm like better than whatever, you know, like that's not where I'm coming from. I'm just like coming from like, I guess it's just hard for me to understand that side of the hobby because I don't think I've ever really experienced that. Like, I've always sort of tried to lead with like what I like, and I guess also coming from like a, you know, I'm really into interior design as well. I guess I see plants just from a different perspective, and more so as like, I don't want to say more so as like decorative, but they're also like here for decorative purposes, not just like for my hobby, you know? I don't know if that makes sense. And I'm hoping these do good because they all, I mean, they're like, this is like the least rooted that I've seen so far. Yeah, see, this is the last epipremnum that I have in my collection. It is the epipremnum Gisenia, and I want to get rid of this. I really do. I'm thinking that I'm just gonna start like a little pile on my windowsill of plants that I want to get rid of, and I think 3 will be my max. If it gets to 3, I need to start getting rid of them. If, like, right now I have 1 over there, maybe my cactus too, but I don't know, my cactus holds a special place in my heart. I don't know, I know there's a few plants that I was kind of eyeballing to get rid of. Oh, my Tradescantia. Yeah, I don't think I'm a Tradescantia girl, okay? I really don't. And if you are, kudos to you. I'm happy that, you know, you love Tradescantia, but I cannot deal with Tradescantia. They are just too freaking much, like way too much for me to handle. And I'm just not that kind of girl. I don't think I ever will be, to be honest. Okay. And I hope no one took offense to that, because I don't mean that in like a harsh way. Like, I literally just like, I don't know, I'm trying to come at it in a nice way, and I hope I didn't offend anyone, and if I did, I apologize, because that's not where my intentions lied. I guess I don't really, it's hard for me to understand that sort of way of collecting when I just see it in a different sense, I guess. I don't know if you catch my drift or if I'm making sense, but if I am and you understand me, great. A lot of you guys in the comments say that my voice is really relaxing, and I don't know why I'm getting so like, hold on 1 second. Lekka is always really loud, so I kind of have to stop talking. So a lot of you guys say that my voice is very relaxing, which thank you, I appreciate that. I don't like take that negatively or anything. It's kind of ironic in a sense, because I actually I've actually been made fun of for my voice like quite a few times, and I like every time I've heard someone talk about my voice, it's always just been a negative thing. And so now to see like so many people, now to see a lot of people sort of saying that they like my voice and that like it's very soothing, and like, I don't know, I just appreciate that. But I have an idea. You guys, all of the new roots that have grown in that I've been seeing on the outside of the vessel, I just broke all of them off. So it's been like not just like one person saying it, but like so many of you saying it, which like thank you again, I appreciate it. But I actually think that I've come up with an idea to like sort of go off of that and feed off of it, and I don't know if I should tell you guys, but I'll say it, and if I don't want to include it, I just will scrap this entire thing. So a lot of you guys say that my voice is very relaxing, you know, all of that good stuff, and I was thinking like, what if I do like ASMR? I feel so dumb saying this, but I feel like it'd be funny to like do like ASMR, but then also like I don't know what it would consist of. It's literally just like an idea right now. It's not really like a full fleshed out like, girl, come here, come. It's not like a full fleshed out like plan yet. What if I do ASMR while like watering plants or something, and I'll just like do the ASMR, like there'll be sections where I do the ASMR, and then like I'll like pop in some ASMR of like me watering a no drainage plant that hasn't been watered in a while, because if you have watered a plant like that, you know it sort of makes like a gurgling noise, and just like finding things that are like satisfying to listen to, I guess would be, I don't know if you guys would be interested in that, but I feel like it's an idea, of course. And so yeah, let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel about it. Again, it's just an idea right now, but you never know. Like, I have a dilemma, okay? So I have my collection, right? But then there's plants that'll like my gigas, for example. That plant was doing amazing for a while, and it just like croaked all of a sudden, and now it's in propagation. But now like I have all of my plants set up in a way where there's like maybe one or two spaces for a plant to go. And so when I'm taking something out of propagation, like I think specifically with my gigas, I have a little bit more of a dilemma because it's in a cloche, and like I have to kind of acclimate it down. I kind of like, when something goes into propagation, they all go in one cup. Like I have my gigas, my Brawl Marks Fantasy, and my White Wizard all in one cup. And then like when those all come out of propagation, I have 3 plants that I have to find spaces for, like 3 separate pots that I have to accommodate to, and you know, still keep them in somewhat high humidity while I figure out, you know, while I give them also like light and the like square footage or real estate of where they have to stay. And then on top of that, like it's just kind of a dilemma, because it's like you like all of a sudden you have one real estate, you have one little piece of real estate being taken up, and then boom, you have 3, and it's like, where the heck am I supposed to find all of that room? But then on top of that, while they're propagating, I'm moving things around, and I finally got things to be like all like kind of separated. Nothing's really cluttered besides maybe like my lower plant shelf where my piece of driftwood is. I think that's the most cluttered space I have right now. And then, but like now I have to kind of really like reclutter my space, because like these plants are coming out of propagation, and I'm just like, dude, like I can't catch a break. I can't catch a break. I don't know if you guys have the same issue, but I've recently realized that issue, and I'm just like, okay. Honestly, I feel like right now I'm very happy with where my collection is at. The only thing that I'm starting to struggle with, which I feel like everyone sort of struggles with, and I've heard plenty of people talk about this too, so I know other people are struggling with it. When your plants get big, where are they supposed to go? Like, where am I supposed to fit a once like 2-inch pot of something in a 2-inch spot real estate space when it's now like a gigantic 8-inch pot that's like a fleshed out mature plant? And I've definitely been running into that issue. Like I have a lot of plants that are sort of starting to size up. Like this one is kind of a great example of that. Like I sort of know where I'm gonna put this. I don't know that it's gonna thrive there. Honestly, this is one thing that I hate about potting up propagations, is they kind of look crazy for a little bit until they sort of figure themselves out, and then they're like, boom, ready and set to go. Like I think this pot of micans was just now starting to get to a place where it wasn't looking weird and funky, and now it's gonna look weird and funky. So that's awesome. I wouldn't say I'm an introvert, but I feel like when it comes to the plant community I am, because of like, I don't know, I just don't really chat with a lot of people. Like I know there's plenty of people that are kind of like interlinked with each other, and I'm just like, oh, this person is friends with this person, and this person is friends with this person, and it just kind of goes on and on. I just kind of am not a part of that, I guess, and I would like to be. It'd be cool to have that sort of sense of community around you, but I don't know, I just don't really involve myself, and I would like to. Honestly, I really would. It'd be really cool to have just like friends in the actual like community, not just like people around me that are also into plants. Not that I don't appreciate the people around me, because I do. They are very great, amazing people who are also into plants. Oh my god, you guys, I also don't know if it's just me. I think I heard someone else talk about this. I feel like I physically am like moving through time, but my brain isn't. I still feel like I'm in like August right now. Like I don't feel like we're in anywhere near December, even though we are. And I forgot what video it was, but I was like, oh, like I'm gonna try and like post more in December or whatever. And I feel like my brain just hasn't really processed that we're in December. Like I don't even think my brain has processed that it's past Halloween right now. I feel like I'm just mentally like somewhere else. Not that time is flying by, because it honestly, it really isn't. But I don't know what's up. Maybe something's wrong in the head, but I don't know. Y'all, it looks so cute from the top. It looks like such a full little pot. I love it so much. Okay, I think the next plant I want to do is my Polydiflorum. Do I want to do this one? Do I want to do this one? I don't know what I'm putting this in. I had pulled this because I was thinking about trying that sort of method where you pot up that I've been seeing Alice and Charmaine doing, and so this would be like a pretty hefty pot for it. I just don't have anywhere to put this. I guess I could like find a spot somewhere on my shelf, which I guess I could do that. Actually, I think I have the perfect spot, but I'm a little scared. I will admit, I'm a little scared. Also, this doesn't have drainage holes, so we'd have to... Alrighty, I finished soldering those holes. It was honestly easier than I thought. I thought it was gonna be like difficult. That's why I was like, well, let me do this off camera. But we got the holes. I think I'm also gonna put leca in here, which this has a layer of leca. Am I getting ahead of myself? I am. Okay, let's unpot this first, and then we'll focus on that. But I know you guys saw this leaf recently, but I absolutely love it. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I love it. Usually I feel like I'm always looking outwards with my collection, like always like, you know, trying to see what's next, what I want next, and like when we're gonna go plant shopping again, or when, you know, the next visit is or whatever. And recently, well, also it helps that me and my friend have kind of decided to slow down our plant buying shopping sprees, I guess. I don't know what you want to call them, but it wasn't necessarily shopping sprees. We'd just go, you know, every other week or so, look at some plants, and if we liked something, we would buy something, and if we didn't like it, then we wouldn't buy it. But now we've sort of decided to slow our roll with that, and just, you know, kind of go on a little mini plant ban, I guess. And so with that, I've kind of just been... Oh, please don't rip. Okay, did I rip anything? No? We're good? Alright. Am I gonna regret this? Is my plot of... Oh. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Maybe we'll just make it extra chunky so that I'm, like, not having to worry about over watering it. Okay, this is where I'm gonna fill it up to. This is to where I feel comfortable, okay? And if it's not enough, then it's not enough. I'm also gonna pot it all the way to the back so it still has room to sort of eject forward. I also, let's take out a little handful. Maybe a little bit more. A handful. Okay, I think that's great. By the way, this grade of perlite is like, it's not a 4. I don't know what the grade is called, but it's definitely a little bit chunkier than like your average perlite. If that makes sense. Like it's not like asteroid size like Rousseau, but it is still just a bit more chunky compared to like the other pieces. Like this is what I have in my mix, so the more chunky the better. I've always sort of tried to collect plants in like a very particular way. You know, having that burst, I feel like there's bursts of like when I am shopping or, you know, kind of just looking around. And then there's moments where I kind of feel a little bit more satisfied with like being into my own collection and, you know, just like completely indulging myself within my own collection and like not really shopping. I did buy a plant the other day, but like I enjoy these sort of cycles because I feel like right now, like if like I just bought a plant yesterday or today actually, I bought a plant today, and I'm not really feeling guilty about it because it's just like I've been responsible for, you know, however many weeks or, you know, whatever, a month I think it's been. And it's also not like it's not a big plant that's going to take up a lot of space, and so I kind of feel a little bit more comfortable with those. It is a seedling, if you guys want a little hint. And I just feel like, you know, I feel like I'm not gonna lie, I kind of bought this one as a little celebratory gift to myself because I just finished my first quarter at college, and I was just kind of like, you know what, I think that I sort of deserve this moment, and you know, it's just this one little buy, and then after that I'm like done, because right now I'm not looking to bring in any more plants, really. I really want to focus on my plants that are struggling, like my gigas, and I also want to focus on like making more room, but not more room so I can bring in more plants, but more room so that my plants that are getting big have the space to get big and have the room to sort of go wherever the heck they want with their growth. And I feel like I feel very content with where I'm at right now, And I hope that, you know, everyone sort of gets to experience this moment of like being okay with what's in your collection, and like being okay with not needing to collect so much, and not needing to go see what's popular or what's at the store, or like what, I don't know, just like having that resistance, I guess, to like not go plant shopping. And I lost my train of thought. I got too focused. It feels really rewarding to like, because I feel like it's really easy to be like, oh yeah, I deserve this, like I did this today, and like, oh, like I really should get myself this plant because, you know, I woke up today or whatever, you know, just like using any excuse to get the plant or get, you know, whatever it is. And I feel like having that control for a really long, no, I wouldn't say long period of time, but like for a period of time that is, you know, long enough, I guess. I don't know, why did I bring this down again? And then afterward, like, be able to be like, you know what, I actually do feel like I deserve this. I actually do feel like I've gotten to a place where I feel proud of myself and I want to, you know, buy myself a plant. And it feels like nice to be able to do that, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. It feels nice to just be able to like actually gift yourself something and actually like mean it, not just like do it because it's like, not just do it for that momentary like satisfaction of getting a plant that you wanted, but to do it because like you're actually thinking it through and you're actually like, you know what, I think I do deserve this, and like it's on my wish list and it's small, and like really making sure that it fits all of the criteria to be able to come into my space also, I guess, is also like a part of that. I don't know if I'm making sense, but if I am, I hope you get it. And am I gonna water this? Should I water this? I'm a little scared to be honest. But I think if I don't water it, I'm gonna forget about it, and then we're not gonna be dealing with a happy plant. So that is where my Poliflorum is at. It does look a little bit weird just because of how small the plant is, but I think it's okay. Also, earlier when I went to go grab, what did I go grab? I went to go grab my Micans. My Stephania Suberosa is throwing out some new vines, and I'm like actually shocked. Like, I am like not even trying to over exaggerate, not even trying to be dramatic. I was literally shocked when I saw that because I was expecting it to take like a month. Like, I was expecting it to like take forever to like start growing, and I was like, oh, it's just gonna be this ugly little stump for a while, which is fine. It's a potato plant, it's what they do. But like to actually see that it's growing, and I don't even know what I did to make it happy, if I'm being honest. I did water it, like that's the only thing that I can really tie it to, I guess, is like I watered it when it was dry, and I waited for it to be like dry, not like just like a little less moist. But even when I did water, I just watered it very sparingly. I tried not to overwater it, and I think that might have been what sort of, you know, made it come out of its little shell. Today, we're gonna pot these up. Enough about my... Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, I was thinking that we might pot it up. Do you guys even see this? Okay, yeah, you do. I was thinking that I might pot this up in a different vessel, but I think that this might be perfect, honestly. Oh my goodness, I die. Okay, yeah, I think this might be the perfect little vessel for it. I'm also gonna take a cutting because I realized that I want to share this plant with my brother's girlfriend because it's a fabulous plant, and like everyone deserves a Sinbad, and I feel like it's just a really pretty plant, and so I want to give her a piece, but I don't know. I think I would like it to be this piece right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. This piece right here, but that piece is just way too small it's not like big enough for me to chop it. So I think we're gonna do this little branch over here, which then might leave it a little naked. The one thing I am gonna do right now is chop off these flowers. Maybe not those, actually. Maybe these right here. I do really like the flowers, but they're just kind of obnoxious sometimes, especially with a cat. I know begonias are safe for cats. Actually, that one can stay. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna wait to take a cutting, and maybe I'll take one when it's a little bit bigger. I know I could like keep this cutting for her, but I think that if I pot this up on its own, I just don't want to risk the chance of overwatering it or like it being potted up too big. So I think we're gonna pop both of these, because then there's two different root systems that will continuously absorb the water, instead of just like one little root system that might not have the capacity to absorb all of that. But I mean, it's a begonia, but I just don't. This is my first time like potting up a propagation from a begonia into soil. The last time I did that, it just did not go well. I think I just overwatered it. So, but yeah, I did get a new plant, and should I tell you guys what it is? Maybe I'll let editing me decide, and if I decide to tell you guys, it'll be up on the screen right now with pictures. And if I didn't decide to tell you guys, then you don't get anything. You gotta wait and see. So yeah, we'll see what I decide, but it's a really fun one and I'm excited to receive it. It is an anthurium, I will say that, and it is a seedling, I will say that. I'm sorry, I know you guys can't see anything. I'm trying to like pot this up in a way that isn't too poorly potted up. I'm sorry if I'm being really quiet. I'm trying to concentrate because of how stupid this thing is. Not the plant, well, yes, the plant, in the way that it grows. Like, it's just very clustered together, so it's hard to like get soil anywhere in between this and feel like I'm actually getting soil in here. Okay, I think we're done, and that's another one I'm gonna water after this. I'm sorry, this thing is so adorable. And I think that's all I'm gonna do for on camera. I feel like I'm really running low on energy right now. I know that wasn't a lot, and it definitely wasn't all that I planned. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know any plants that you got done during this repotting. I really love hearing all about that. And yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I truly hope you enjoyed.